The elevator stopped with a jolt. Fourth floor. Obstetrics and gynecology. My twin sister was standing beside me, clutching her ultrasound file against her chest. I could feel her nervous energy bleeding into me, that strange psychic tether twins share, the one that makes silence louder than words. We were supposed to be happy. She was pregnant after years of trying. I was there because her husband was abroad, and she didn't want to go alone. The doors slid open. A burst of sterile light hit my eyes, followed by the faint scent of antiseptic and something floral, too warm, too human. I saw them before they saw me. My wife, Lena, walked in from the opposite corridor, hand in hand with a man I didn't recognize. They were laughing softly, the kind of laugh that doesn't belong to strangers. She was holding a medical envelope, the kind my sister carried. And then, she saw me. Her laughter broke mid-breath. The man's hand lingered half a second too long before he pulled away. I didn't move, neither did she. For a moment, everything else disappeared. The fluorescent hum, the nurses, even my sister's confused voice asking what was wrong. Just Lena's eyes, wide and terrified, and the single thought slicing through me: she's pregnant, but not with me. She followed me home that night, desperate silence between us. I didn't ask, she didn't explain. Dinner passed untouched. The lights stayed dim. The air was heavy with unspoken things: suspicion, guilt, the phantom of laughter that wasn't mine. At midnight, she finally said it. I had a scare. I went for a checkup. Her tone was measured, practiced. And the man? I asked. Just a friend. A friend. That word had become a knife in modern relationships. Shiny, harmless looking, but always dripping with blood. She reached for my hand. I let her. Her touch felt foreign, like wearing someone else's skin. "Why were you even there?" she whispered. "My sister's appointment." Her eyes flickered. She hadn't expected that. That's when I knew. Not because she lied, but because she realized her secret wasn't supposed to intersect with my life. She had built her deceit on the assumption that our worlds would never collide. And fate, cold, cruel, efficient, had pressed the elevator button for both of us. For the next week, I became quiet. Too quiet. Lena mistook it for forgiveness. I let her. In the mornings, I made coffee like always. In the evenings, I listened to her stories about work, nodding at the right moments. But inside, something methodical had begun, an internal dismantling. I memorized patterns: the time she left for office, the calls she took in the bathroom, the way her phone stayed face down after 10 p.m. It wasn't rage that guided me. It was curiosity sharpened into purpose. I checked our clinic's patient database. I still had access from an old project. Her name appeared, once, on the same date as my sister's appointment. Obstetric consultation. Estimated gestation, 7 weeks. 7 weeks ago, I had been out of town. I ordered a DNA paternity test online, quietly, easily. She'd been careless with her toothbrush, her hairbrush. I wasn't. Each day that passed, I studied her as if she were an experiment in deception. Every gesture, every breath, data points in the anatomy of betrayal. She started sleeping closer again, curling against me like she used to. Her body trembled at night. Guilt, I thought, or maybe fear. When the email finally arrived, results ready, I didn't open it immediately. I stared at the subject line for hours. A strange calm settled over me. I wasn't searching for closure anymore. I was preparing for control. I opened the report on a Sunday morning. The world outside was bright, falsely peaceful. Probability of paternity, 0.00%. I read it twice, then again. No anger, no heartbreak, just precision. Like finding the final piece of a puzzle I'd already completed in my mind. When she walked into the kitchen, I slid the printed paper across the table. "What's this?" "Proof," I said. She stared down, then up, her lips parted, trembling. You tested? Yes. Silence. Then a small, pitiful laugh. You went behind my back? I tilted my head. You went beneath my life. She broke. Words, tears, explanations, all meaningless noise spilling from a mouth that once said my name like a promise. I didn't mean, don't, I cut in. You meant every second of it. The man's name slipped out eventually, some coworker, married too. She said they were confused. That word again, confused, as if betrayal were a fog you simply wandered into. I stood, calm, detached. I'm not confused anymore. 2 days later, I sent her a message, short, clinical. Meet me at the same hospital, 4th floor. When she arrived, she looked smaller. No makeup, eyes red. Still clinging to the illusion that this was salvageable. I waited near the same elevator where it all began. When the doors opened, the man was there, her coworker, standing with a nurse holding his own medical file. They froze. Perfect symmetry. I stepped aside, gesturing toward them like a conductor cueing the final note. "Lena," I said softly, "congratulations. You both have something in common now." Her eyes darted between us, horror blooming slow and raw. He stammered her name, trying to explain something to me, to her, but words collapsed under the weight of exposure. I didn't raise my voice, didn't strike him. I simply walked past them into the corridor, leaving their shared ruin behind. There's a silence that follows truth, the kind that suffocates even air. I could hear it echoing behind me as the elevator doors closed. I packed that night. No shouting, no tears, just folded shirts, silence, and a strange lightness I hadn't felt in months. Lena sat on the edge of the bed, watching. "Where will you go?" she whispered. "Anywhere that doesn't echo with your voice." Her tears came quietly. They didn't move me. When I walked out, I didn't look back. There's no poetry in destruction, only relief when the noise finally stops. Outside, the air smelled cleaner, colder. I thought about that elevator again, the moment everything paused, then dropped. But this time, I wasn't trapped inside. I was the one pressing the button, and I chose to go down.